I had had inklings for a long time that I needed to change how I was living, and I kept trying to do it on my own, my intoxicating practices. But actually I could feel the deadening of my energy. It was really impeding my relationship. My partner was really getting more and more distant and tired of not knowing what he was going to come home to. It wasn't manageable anymore. I had felt like for decades that I had been managing it, but it was just getting more extreme. And I just had this feeling like, I got to do something and I need help. And I knew that the AA, model just, it didn't resonate. Because I didn't feel like I was a permanently damaged, sick individual. Even though the behaviors that I were doing, I knew they weren't healthy. The wild, expressive one had to have a way that she could exist. And if that was, it was kind of like a deal that we made, you know, and she'd say, look, if you're not going to give me the time that I need, I'm going to drink and smoke because I need to exist. Just going, okay, I got to do something. What am I going to do? And it was like, you know, oh yeah, there's that place. God, I wonder, you know, could I do that? Could not believe that every single practitioner that I worked with was just, you know, at the top of their game, and that just had a way of being able to help me with exactly what it was that I needed. And that was from the body workers to the psychological angle, the spiritual, the physical, just as advertised. You know, I mean, it really, and then the room, you know, I loved my room and I felt really cozy there, and like it was my little nest. And the land, amazing, beautiful, spirit-filled land, just living right in the middle of this wheel of intention and beauty. So, and the food, I mean, all of it, all these things that just came together, and, you know, the bathtub, the sauna. What you do here changes you, literally. I mean, physically, physiologically, and I mean that's part of the wiring of the whole approach here, is based on that understanding about how, you know, how what we do and what we think creates who we are, moment to moment to moment. So, you know, to use the language of some of the folks here, you know, my brain got rewired, you know, not in this like solving everything forever, you know, standing forever on the mountaintop way. I mean, it's, you know, I'm still dealing with the same challenges that I had, but I have a very different way of viewing those challenges. You know, for example, the kind of I'm alone in my pain and I always will be, would be an example of one of my, you know, core pain stories that just has resonated through my life. And, you know, really having that unfold and transform, and where it landed was that I am a teacher who feels what is real. Yeah. And that means so much to me now. And I have that, you know, phrase with an image, a resonant image that I found on the internet, you know, I am a teacher who feels what is real. So all of that pain that I suffered that was so hard, it's not like, oh, it should have happened and it was good, but it did happen, and that's what makes me the kind of teacher that I am, is somebody who can resonate with the pain of others, because it's my pain too. Now I have an ally, and it's like, you know, before having been alone with something, and now actually having a different, you know, having an ally that helps awaken and strengthen a different way to approach the circumstances. So when the feeling, say, of I'm alone in my pain and always will be arises, you know, rather than having the only option being either just getting overwhelmed by that and having an emotional meltdown, or going out and, you know, or intoxicating to try to shift the energy, or getting cranky with someone, why aren't you giving me what I need? You know, I have an additional whole world now of resource that I can expand from that sad place, and, I mean, there's any number of things now that I could do, including allowing myself to really feel that feeling fully and have that become actually a source for service is, that's what happened here. That's what happened here. And maybe I would have a talk session with somebody and then would go into a energy bodywork session after that and be able to move the insights that I had received in the mind and heart, and actually then have somebody help me experience that in the body and release energy through sound, through movement, through interfacing with their energy. So it was therapy, but it wasn't like just sitting and talking about stuff, but it was actually moving through this process with the support of these people, each playing their particular role of what their professional wisdom and personal wisdom. I think one of the biggest ways that what I learned at the sanctuary helps me not drink anymore is this approach where my behavior was not seen as pathological, but it was seen as understandable, and that we all have needs, and we do our best to meet them with the resources that we have, but now realizing that there's other ways that I could meet my needs. I think that's the biggest piece for me specifically that the sanctuary taught, and in a way that's very empowering and expansive, and that's not based on don't drink. It's based on, why would I want to drink when I now have access to filling my needs in ways that are much, much more satisfying than that one limited method for getting my needs met.
That makes a lot of sense.
I think one of the big things that's been happening for me as I have left sanctuary and gone back out into the world is that my body feels different, my mind feels different. I mean, the substances are out of my body, so I'm moving in the world with a different sensibility and a sense of clarity. So just waking up every morning and feeling clear, having a clear mind and a clear body, has just been a profound, profound, profound relief. And the world feels differently and looks differently, and my problems feel different from this place of feeling life energy coursing through my body.